You're watching the Kodokuna Raida YouTube channel. Woohoo!
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. Summer feels like it's over in Japan now, and we're having these beautiful fall or autumn days. You don't need an air conditioner. It's just great. So I thought it would be nice to do a little bit of work on the Vmax today. Now, I hope you can see okay, but the tank is looking a little bit dirty and it got scratched here. I actually don't know how that happened, but I came out from supermarket one day and somebody had scratched it. It's got some scratches here from me all over. It's dirty and marked. So I thought, let's pull it off, rub it all down, clean it all up and paint it again, make it look nice. So I thought I'd show you how we do it. So it's a great day. So let's pull it all off and get it all cleaned up and looking beautiful on the Vmax. Great, let's go. And I hope you can see the little marks and scratches. So first I want to just clean it up a little bit. Now I'm going to respray the whole cover here. So I'm going to first rub it all down with 600, which will remove a lot of these marks, and then we'll be left with just the deep scratches and chips. We'll see if we can rub them out, or if we have to fill them, then we can decide what to do. So let me rub it all down. So now I've rubbed it all down with 600. Now the reason I rubbed it with 600 is that at a minimum, that is smooth enough that you can paint straight over the top. You can rub it with 800 grit, or you can rub it with 1200 grit if you want. The finer you go, the better the finish. But for today, I'm going to just finish it with 600 and paint it. So it's nice and clean now, but of course I have these deep chips here, and I've got that big one there that I told you about. Now there's two ways we can fix it. We can rub all these out, or we can actually fill them with a little bit of fine filler. So the benefit of rubbing them all out is that there's no filler, but sometimes filling it is the easiest way, because you don't have any flat spots. You're actually filling these holes right up. So for today, I'm going to fill them. So I'm going to mix a little bit of really fine filler, put in these holes, and then we're going to rub them all out and show you that way. So let me mix up a little bit of filler, light putty, super smooth body filler, a touch of professional finish. So when you're doing this, always check on the side of the tin your mixture. Now we don't need very much. We're only going to fill a few scratches. So I'm only going to mix a little bit like this. A little bit of hardener. Now it's a beautiful warm day, so the heat is going to make this set really quickly. So we can't muck around when we put it on. Get it mixed up nice. And we'll fill all these marks in and let it dry. Now you can see it's all mixed properly. So I'm going to put it into those little scratches. Now I'm only just going to go like that, push it into each scratch. Now you need a little bit higher, of course, because we have to rub it out. So don't try and get it too flat. put that filler in all those scratches. It's been a good half an hour. It's all dry, so I'm going to rub these out now with 320 because we're going to put primer over the top and then rub it out with 600. So now 320 is fine, but of course we've got to finish with a minimum of 600. Okay, so I'll get some wet and dry now and let's rub this all out. 320, keep it nice and wet. Now, if you do rub it too far and you can't rub it out with the paper, you just mix up a little bit more filler and put it in. There we go, here's a bit of 600. Now we'll put it out in the sun to get it nice and dry, and then we'll prime those marks up. And as you can see now, they're all filled. I can't feel any scratch or mark, they're all filled with that putty. So I'm going to stick it in the sun to dry, and then we'll prime it up and get it ready to paint. Oh, very exciting. Okay, I've had it out in the sun now for about 15 minutes. You can see we've got all those big scratches all filled in. Now I'm going to use this spray, spray putty. This will just, it's a spray putty and primer, so we'll spray over all those little patches that I've got, give the can a good shake, and then we'll put it out in the sun to let it dry again, rub that back and put some colour on it. You can see now with one coat already, all those deep scratches are gone. Always use a primer. There's a double reason. First off, your top coat will cover quicker, and also it's a better base for adhesive for your top coat to stick to. How easy was that? So I'm just going to put a little bit of colour over the top. It'll be a guide coat. You can just see that little bit of colour there. That'll be a guide coat for when we're rubbing it out. So let's put it in the sun. Okay, so it's been out in the sun now for a couple of hours. It's nice and dry. So we're going to rub this down. And I'm going to show you why we put that little bit of grey. You can use black, you can use any colour over the top as a guide coat. When I rub this now, I'm rubbing this with 600. Let me show you what happens. You'll see now, I hope anyway, where as I'm rubbing it, you'll see this part is smooth, and this is where some of those repairs were, where the colour is still in those grooves, so I can see I have to rub deeper to get those marks all out. So I'm rubbing with a block, and I rub till all those marks are gone, and then I know the surface is completely flat. So let's rub it all out, and I'll show you what we end up with. It's only going to take a few minutes. So now all those marks are all gone, all those scratches, all those chips are all gone. We're going to wipe it off, put it in the sun, and then we're going to paint it all nice and yellow. So what I want to show you, this is the colour for the tank. An old spray painter taught me this trick, especially when you've got a can, is to put it out in the sun. Now what that does is gets the paint inside nice and thin and warm. It's easy to mix, and when you spray it on your panel, it flows on much easier. Okay, so it's all ready, it's all smooth, there's no more chips. Remember those big grooves we had in there, they're all gone. So we're going to paint it. Remember the first coat, just nice and light, let it dry off, which will create a good adhesive for the following coats. Here we go. Now you'll see, you can still see grey through that bit of yellow I sprayed on. So you can see here the original yellow. Here's where we're spraying over. So what we're trying to do now is cover that grey. Once we've covered it, then we're going to put about 3 coats over the top of it all, once that grey's covered. Now it's beautiful and warm day. We're in the shade, we don't want to paint in the direct sunlight. So this has already dried that one coat. So let's put another coat on. Oh, it's really going on nice. Look how beautiful that's going on. But you can still see the shade here of the grey and the yellow. So it's not right yet, but look how beautiful that is. That's because the paint's nice and warm. Oh, sorry, got the hiccups. The paint's nice and warm, and so it's spraying on beautifully. The paint is all covered now. Now, if you wanted to have a really nice finish, what you do now is get a bit of 1200 or some 2000. Give that another little light rub down. Get rid of a few of those little marks that you might see, and it would be a beautiful finish. But I'm not too worried. I'm going to scratch it again. So I'm just going to give it a couple more coats now, and then we'll have it all finished off and be able to put it back on the bike. So let's give it a couple more and see how it looks. And there we have it, all done. So we're going to let that dry. I'll put it back on the bike and you'll see how much better that looks on the bike for just a couple of hours work on a Sunday afternoon out in the garage. Okay. So I wanted to show you what I used to fix the tank today, and that any of you can do it. I just bought this from the local hardware store, the light putty for super smooth body filler. Spray putty, which is just a thicker primer. This is the color I use on my bike, which is a Toyota color, I think, Y53. And then some paper, some 320 to rub out those big scratches and the putty, and I use some 600. So very easy, very cheap. Maybe that whole thing today cost me $5 of material to use. So have a go yourself. It's very easy. And there we have it, all back on the bike. It looks beautiful. Remember those big scratches, they're all gone. It looks beautiful, it's clean, and it really turned out nice. You know, that may have cost me today $5, a couple of hours work out in the garage, which is relaxing for me, better than watching TV. So I hope that helps you, shows you how you can clean your tank or any bike part up really easy and cheaply, and have a bit of pride in your bike and make it look that little better for just a little bit of work and for $5. Thanks a lot. I hope this helps you. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for following my channel, and always remember, drive like you know each other. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.